Well, my wife was born and raised in Tryon. When she was a little girl, she used to come to parties here, and she would come to sleepovers at the Pine Crest Inn. They would come and have Sunday lunch here.
I'm John Oliver, the Rambling Man. What I like to do is wander around these beautiful Carolina hills, finding hidden gems and places you may not know about, then telling you how they got there. Like this place, the 1906 Pine Crest Inn. It started its life as a health and wellness resort, but in 1917 it became an inn and has stayed one ever since, when it was discovered by Carter Brown and his wife, who came down from Michigan and fell in love.
He knew that he wanted to stay here, and he brought a lot of his equestrian friends with him as guests. Then 3 years later, in 1920, when they bought the Pine Crest Inn, they started upgrading the facility. They discovered they needed more space, for one thing. It was just the original lodge that we're in right now. So in 1920 to 1922, they built the 4 Cape Cod-style cottages. They're all similar in design. They all have 4 rooms on the first floor, usually 1 or 2 rooms above, all with private baths. They wanted to do something that would blend with the area, and to his credit, he also would go around and he would buy land for his equestrian friends, but he would save the structures that were on the land, have them dismantled. They were labeled with Roman numerals and stored for future repurposing and to build them again. So some of those cabins actually ended up back here at the Pine Crest itself. But he was quite the steward for protecting what he saw and protecting the tradition. Even the stone cottage, which is right across from us here, carrying on tradition, that's built from stone from the Biltmore House.
There have been a host of American icons who stayed here and played here.
Very famous people were coming to the area once the railroad was actually built.
Can almost feel the spirit of F. Scott Fitzgerald and Zelda sitting on the porch. Ernest Hemingway was here frequently, as was Lady Astor and many more. Let's find out more about this hidden gem, the 1906 Pine Crest Inn.
I think folks like to come here for many reasons. I feel like they love to come here to just relax, restore their soul. They enjoy having a time with their families. Many couples come here after a very busy week of work and just want to have quiet time, and that the inn provides that for them.
And we have several awards from Wine Spectator and also a lot of dining awards over the past several years. You see people who come here and they come to Tryon because they hear of the equestrian history.
You know, most small mountain towns celebrate arts and crafts, but Tryon, North Carolina is unique because it was built on the arts.
There are a lot of internationally acclaimed artists in the 1920s and 30s who would come here during the summer and paint.
The creative community is still alive and well here in Tryon, and you can see many artists on display right here at the 1906 Pine Crest Inn.
We think it's a nice representation of not only this area, but both landscapes and still life, and some portraiture as well.
There will always be a presence here for leisure guests and group events. It's attraction for so many people of all walks of life. I have had people show up at the front desk who have come here from China and found us on the internet and stayed for 10 days.
There's something about Tryon that I think is really true. It's not like the motto is something that is just a marketing gimmick. People really live that here. It's the friendliest town in the South, and I totally believe that. When we have guests that come in, they'll say, I'd like to stay in something that has more of a friendly atmosphere, and I feel like I'm staying with somebody's family. They always tell me that.